I didn't cry when he told me to leave, not even when he chose that moment. My father's funeral, the last place on earth where decency should have held him together. He brushed my suitcase toward the door like I was clutter he'd been meaning to throw out. His voice was flat, rehearsed. I think you should stay somewhere else tonight. Tonight? As if the timing were coincidence. As if I didn't still taste the earth from the graveside service, damp and metallic in the back of my throat. I remember staring at him, the man I once trusted more than my own heartbeat. And all I felt was distance, a clean, cold distance. Like a surgical cut, I met Matthew 8 years ago at an open house. He showed me the master bathroom first, proudly announcing the spa-like acoustics. I laughed at the ridiculous phrase. He laughed because I laughed. Back then, everything between us felt mirrored. My joy reflected in him, his warmth reflected. In me, he used to hold my hand with both of his, as if one wasn't enough to keep me close. Funny how hands can let go long before the mind allows it. The shift came quietly. A missed call here, a late-night shower there, the faint scent of citrus perfume on his collar, too bright, nothing like mine. At first I excused it. Grief was eating at me as I watched my father deteriorate, and Matthew acted like he was, drowning in empathy. But empathy doesn't disappear the moment a body is lowered into the ground. Empathy doesn't text someone else while your wife is reading scripture at the graveside. I saw the message by accident. His phone lit up beside the tissues he'd placed performatively on the pew. Miss you already. Coffee again tomorrow. Same place. Cheap. Predictable. My stomach dropped, but something else rose to take its place. Something steady. Something sharp. I didn't confront him. Not yet. I waited. I watched him breathe lies into our home. I memorized every pattern. The repeated showers, the uncharacteristic cash withdrawals, his sudden enthusiasm for networking breakfasts. While he slept, I planned. Not revenge. Justice. Quiet, meticulous justice. My brother helped. He always does. Most people in this state know him, and they know better than to cross him. Matthew didn't know that. He never bothered to learn the people who mattered to me. He only learned what was useful, so I let my brother guide me through the legal maze. What to document, where to place the cameras, which accounts to freeze, which assets were marital, which weren't. Every move was precise, calculated. I became a surgeon of my own freedom by the time Matthew kicked me out. Thinking he was choosing the battlefield, he didn't realize the war had already ended. I'd already moved the pieces. I'd already checked. His king. The confrontation happened a week later in our kitchen, the one he insisted on renovating for resale value. He was sipping that cheap coffee he buys when he's trying to impress someone with faux frugality. I watched the steam rise between us like a final chance to apologize, dissipating before he took it. I'm moving out, I said. He smirked, smug, thinking. I was defeated. With your realtor? He asked, mocking. I let the silence stretch. Then no, with mine. I placed the folder on the counter, his name on the top page, his signature copied and confirmed through the cameras he never knew existed. Approving credit card charges to hotels, restaurants, jewelry he never brought home, clear evidence of marital waste. Evidence my attorney and brother both said judges love. He flipped through the pages, face draining color. I watched realization crawl up his spine like a cold hand. How did you? Shouldn't have kicked me out, I said softly. Not on that day. Not like that. He opened his mouth, but I cut him off. And before you ask, yes, the house stays with me. The account's frozen. The car mine. The lawyer you thought you hired? Conflict of interest. Represents me now. He staggered back. Your brother? I nodded. One you didn't bother to meet, the one everyone else fears. Yes, that one. He finally understood. He'd married a woman. With quiet power, far quieter than his mistress's perfume, and he underestimated both. I moved out the next day. My realtor handed me the keys to a condo with a view my father would have loved. Sunlight hit the floors in long, warm strokes, and for the first time in months, I exhaled without shaking. Matthew still calls sometimes. He's learning what consequences feel like, but I don't answer. Let him enjoy the cheap coffee. I'm done sipping bitterness.